Most people compare LibreOffice and Microsoft Office for the wrong reason. They ask which one's better. The smarter question is whether you need a free desktop office suite or a full cloud productivity system. Stick around and this gets very clear. LibreOffice gives you a free, open source office suite with Writer, Calc, Impress, Draw, Base, and Math, and it's really built around local document work and open formats. Microsoft Office, which is now mostly sold through Microsoft 365, brings Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and then adds cloud storage, Teams, security, admin tools, and Copilot on top. So let's start with the thing that causes the most pain. Will your files look the way they're supposed to when someone else opens them? LibreOffice can open and save Word, Excel, and PowerPoint formats, and if you're working with simple documents, it usually handles that just fine. But once you get into complex spreadsheets, detailed formatting, macros, track changes, or clients who basically live inside Office, Microsoft Office is still the safer choice. LibreOffice is compatible, but it is not the same thing, and when a deadline is on the line, that gap can matter a lot. I'd give the first edge to Microsoft Office, which is not exactly surprising because it's the format everyone else is trying to match. Now let's talk about teamwork because this is where the difference gets pretty obvious. LibreOffice is at its best as a local desktop suite, and honestly, that's perfectly okay if you usually work by yourself or just email files back and forth. Microsoft Office is designed around real-time co-authoring, OneDrive, Teams, SharePoint, Outlook, and mobile access, so collaboration feels like part of the system instead of something added later. Sharing permissions are easier, version history is there, and you run into fewer awkward file handoff moments. Microsoft Office pulls way ahead on this part, especially if your team is remote or hybrid. But what if you care more about control, simplicity, and being able to work offline? This is where LibreOffice starts looking really appealing. It runs without a subscription, without a Microsoft account, and without nudging you into a cloud workflow. The format is open document format. It works well on Linux, and you still get a full suite even when the internet is completely down. Sure, it does not feel as modern, but there is something nice about software that just stays out of your way. LibreOffice deserves the satisfying little upset here because for local work and open source freedom, Microsoft Office can feel heavier than it needs to be. And there's the money question, and this one is pretty simple. LibreOffice is free to download and use with no official end-user subscription plan. Businesses can get support through LibreOffice ecosystem partners, but the pricing depends on the partner, not one public LibreOffice price sheet. Microsoft Office works differently. A general free desktop version comparable to LibreOffice is not really what you're getting here, although trials do exist. Microsoft 365 Personal starts around $9.99 a month. Business Basic starts at $6 per user per month when paid yearly, and Business Standard is $12.50 per user per month. For most businesses, Standard is the better value because it includes the full desktop apps. I'll put links in the description because Microsoft pricing and bundles change often. So who should actually choose each one? If you're a student, freelancer, home user, Linux user, or just someone who needs documents, spreadsheets, and presentations without adding another monthly bill, LibreOffice is the pick. If you run a business, work with clients who expect Office files to come through perfectly or need email, meeting, storage, and teamwork all in one package, Microsoft Office makes more sense. If privacy, open standards, and local control are the things you care about most, LibreOffice will probably feel more comfortable. If collaboration and polish are the priority, Microsoft Office is the grown-up office machine. Here's the straight answer. For teams and business use, I choose Microsoft Office because the collaboration, compatibility, and ecosystem save time. For solo work, schoolwork, and basic office tasks, I try LibreOffice first because free is hard to argue with. You can't really go wrong, but you can overpay. the tool to the job, check the links in the description, and if this helped, tap the usual YouTube buttons.